Ladies and gents, welcome back. Holy cow, it's been a week already. And well, this past week, I kind of took a little bit of a vacation. It was unusual, to say the least. If you saw on the channel, there was the least amount of uploads that there's been in, well, an entire year. Over the past year, I've spent, well, during the convoy, every single day. And then after the convoy was over, proper, I went on to doing several videos every Monday through Friday, and then the live streams here. But this past week, I did take a little vacation. I was actually off on my regular day job, and I posted a few videos throughout the week. I didn't post my usual 2 every morning for you guys, which I'll get back to right in the new year, of course. That's the usual thing, and I've kind of got a routine now. For when I go to work. I've been doing it for a year, so it's kind of one of them things, and I'm looking forward to getting back to it and bringing you guys all kinds of news. And of course, there's all kinds to talk about as always. And I kind of skipped out on a bit of the stuff from this week. There was a lot of just holiday yada yada stuff going on. I'm sure there's stuff I could have covered, but I wanted to just leave it for a week, give myself a little bit of a break. But I did put out some videos, some really interesting conversations that I've had, and I hope you guys were able to check those out. I hope they made it into your feed. Excuse me. Again, for those that are joining tonight in the live stream, welcome to the live stream. If you're seeing this after the fact, this is the Friday night live stream. It happens every week at the same time, 6:30 Pacific time. Check your local time zone. I know that this is 9:30 Eastern. So for those in Ontario and Quebec, I think this is your time zone. But yes, every week at the same time. So what I do on this channel is every morning I do several videos if I can, as much as I can get out before I go to work. I'll wake up extra early in the morning and I'll talk about the things that I think are important subjects to talk about. Canadian news, also world news, but mostly Canadian news. This is kind of the thing that we do here. And I hope everybody enjoys it. And we put that out several times throughout the week, every Monday through Friday. And then on the Friday evening, I like to have these live streams where I get to enjoy time with everybody. Wobbly time. Woo! Yeah, that's right. Wobbly time. So, well, I normally keep the wobbly pops until after the stream where everybody jumps into the Discord. And, well, I got the chat going. Why don't we get the chat in here? Here we go. So, yeah, normally the routine is I'll hold off on having the wobbly pops until after the live stream, and then we'll go into the Discord, and then we can all have a conversation together. It's a great thing. Discord, if you don't know about it, it's another social media platform. It was originally set up for gamers, I believe. But it's just a great place. It's better, in my opinion, than Skype because you could have a community that it's not like you're calling people through their devices. You're just calling them. Well, you can do that as well on Discord, but you can have conference rooms essentially where you could have a bunch of people in and chat with them in there, and anybody can join. Anybody can come and go as they please. And then also there's all kinds of fun chat rooms to have in there. So anyone who wants to do that and is interested, welcome. You're welcome to it. The links are in the description down below as always. And yeah, you can check that out. Join us after the live stream for some wobbly pops. I don't know if I'll make it the whole live stream without having a wobbly pop because, well, I have my water here. But I've got a cold one here as well. If I find something to celebrate over, I think I'll crack that open. Speaking of celebrations, holy cow, Lisa from the Whack. Happy pre-New Year's, Clyde. My birthday is tomorrow, so consider the live stream my party night. Wow, awesome. Well, congratulations, happy birthday, and thank you so much for the $10 super chat, and happy New Year's as well. So tomorrow being New Year's Eve, that will be a lot of fun for a lot of people. I'm just doing my usual live stream on a Friday. I don't think I'll be doing any live streaming for the New Year's. So we'll talk about all the stuff that we would talk about if I did one tonight. And I'll be spending the New Year's with the family. If for those that don't know, my wife is Japanese. My kids have kind of both cultures as an ongoing thing with their lives. And New Year's is a big celebration for Japanese people. It is like the big thing. So it's a big thing in our house, and we're going to spend it with family. That's our deal, and it's the one night of the year where the kids can stay up till midnight, and and then they turn into a pumpkin. No, we'll see what happens when the kids. Maybe I'll turn into a pumpkin dealing with the kids after midnight. That's a thing. But yes, absolutely, it's going to be a fun time. For those of you that missed it earlier today, so this is my first live stream for the day. I was on the Allison Morrow's channel. Allison Morrow has a YouTube channel, and she was doing the Isms Award. It was the inaugural Isms Award. She's gonna have it next year again. I'm sure I'll be invited to it as well for that. I was on the panel. I even put on some nice duds for the occasion. I got all suited up and went over on that. There was a whole panel, and we talked about all the different categories. We gave awards for worst journalistic outfit, I think it was worst fake news of the year, a bunch of the different things from the year, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So it's still on her channel, so go check out. Final stream. It's the final stream for the year, my friend. It's the stream finale. The New Year's, the 2022 finale. Now, of course, we'll continue to have live streams in 2023, but this will be the last one this year. Absolutely. Good to see you last night at Scotty's. Yeah, I popped into U Ottawa Scotty's stream to say hello to everybody that was in there, and it's always good to see people over there. And love Scotty, and he does his performance at the bars. That's his gig. That's what he does, and then he puts it up for live stream, and that's right. What? Blackface killed off Clyde? Just kidding. All right. But yeah, had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun in all these things, all these different things that have been going on, and had a lot of fun having a bit of time off. And I appreciate you guys being cool with that whole concept. It's kind of hard. It's different. It's a different game for a content creator. You know, you have a job and you go to your job, and then you work every day, and then it's like you deserve a rest. But then when you're a content creator, it's like, should I take a break? Should I? What should I do? I don't know. It's not like a normal job, you know what I mean? And then because it like being off work broke my schedule anyway, it was too easy to just sleep in. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna take a little bit of time this week, but I didn't even stop making content. I just stopped making it so frequently, and that was the one. Thanks for clarifying. I watched Scotty too. Yeah. U Ottawa Scotty's great. He's fantastic. Great musician, and just absolute talent. So, thanks everyone for giving me a little bit of slack this week for slacking, because that's what I did. I slacked. Absolutely. I spent more time with the family, and that's kind of what you want to do over the holidays. Thank you for the interesting year, Clyde. Been a slice. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been an interesting year, and well, we don't know what's going to happen in 2023, but we know that the government's pushing. They haven't stopped pushing, and well, they seem to be in denial about it. It's really ridiculous, actually, when you start looking at all the stuff that they're saying, especially Trudeau on his cheating on table 19 with Clyde do something. There you go. But yeah, especially when you see what Trudeau's saying in social media, and we'll get to that, and it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Insane. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining in. Why don't we get to some of these memes that people have been putting in the Discord? Again, I keep plugging the Discord, but the Discord is where people share the memes, and then I either post them on the communities tab for people who use mobile. You see that quite a bit as you're scrolling through YouTube. But for those that only catch them on the Friday streams, this is where you can put, if you have good streams or if you have good memes, pop them in there, and then we'll have a good look at some of them. I didn't have a chance to hit these up ahead of time, so this is going to be dangerous territory. Me just popping memes in here on the fly as I'm viewing them for the first time. But why don't we go for it? Why don't we just jump into some of these? Absolutely. Hey, I said that 2023 is going to be a tough year for Canadians. For me, not so much. Yeah. Loves Jamaica, this guy. Yeah, well, so Trudeau right now is over in Jamaica. I would have been reporting on this had I been doing stories every morning. But yeah, that's the big story this week, is that Justin Trudeau has been in Jamaica while so much has been falling apart in Canada. You know, we got all this gnarly cold winter stuff. Of course, the global warming people were like, no, we call it climate change for a reason. It's not getting warmer. It's getting colder. No. It's getting more severe. It's getting all kinds of everythings. But that's neither here nor there. He's over in Jamaica, just absolutely loving that shoreline that hasn't changed in 100 years. Wink, wink. I guess you might know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, I digress. That's Justin Trudeau fleeing the country as there's a trade derailment, a bunch of other things. And and he even says that people are screwed in so many words. Anyway, oh, what do we have here? Sorry, Brenda Firelight with the $13.99 super chat. Happy New Year's, Clyde. Love your show. All the best for 2023. And I have great ambitions for 2023 and what's going to happen coming up. Actually, I'm going to keep going with the news stuff for the mornings. But then I have some good ambitions for long form chats with people. Call it a podcast, call it what you want. I want to bring people on, and it's more about talking because I have a lot of people come on for short segments, and it's great, and they have such great information to bring to the table. But sometimes I want to get deeper into it, and I want to get into more complex issues, or talk about that person and things that they do, and get more into that. So I think having a long conversation with people would be really apt for getting into deeper issues and stuff like that. Some of them might turn into shorter videos published again on the channel for people who just don't want the long form content. But for those who don't like the long form content, absolutely don't worry about it. I'm still going to be doing the stuff that I normally do. I'm just going to be adding to what content that I actually produce. Kitty the prepping cat with a $10 super chat. Happy New Year to you and your family, Clyde. Happy New Year to you and your family too. Thank you so much. Hugs and blessings to all for 2023. Question mark? We all got this. We got it. Yeah, 2023 just around the corner. 2022 crazy year, but like every year's been crazy. It's just been getting crazier and crazier. Where are we at? People, there's rumors of like a spring election in Canada. There was rumors of a fall election, and that never happened. So I don't know where that's gonna go. I know they want to just keep that news cycle going. I know the legacy media do, because what do you talk about when you can't talk about real issues, right? What do you talk about when you're not allowed to talk about what's actually happening? You gotta resort to talking about other stuff. Exactly, it's a dumpster fire. Absolutely. So, but that's the whole point. We just gotta keep talking about it. PPC. Yeah, maybe this will be the year for the PPC. Who knows? We've got Maxime Bernier coming on the channel this week coming up, so you can look forward to that for all the PPC fans, and well, just for anyone in general that's really interested in what's going on in Canada or around the world. It's good to have chats with anybody who's willing to have chats. I put the markers out there for anybody who wants to come join the channel, who wants to come have a chat. Public figures, whatnot. It's an open invitation. Hit me up. My email is open. We're putting out lots of cold calls to a bunch of different people. I have a lot of people responding to it, so I'm really looking forward to see who ends up joining in the conversation at large throughout this next year. It's going to be really interesting. I'm hoping for the best. I'm really hoping for the best, but it's kind of up in the air. It's not up to me. It's up to the community and how and where it goes from here. Really, it is. Within the time of a year, we've reached 100,000 subscribers to the channel, which is a amazing feat. And then we've got a whole nother year to see where that goes. And well, the sky's the limit, really, at the end of the day. It is what it is. Absolutely. Jerome Noel with the $50 super chat. Very generous tonight. Thank you so much. Holy cow. 21:30 EST says 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time when on time. Yeah, it was like 3 minutes late tonight. I was running late. Before YouTube is a ho says I can't send more. Dumpster fire. Absolutely. Honk honk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we're gonna do what we can for the next year, and see where we can't grow, how far we can't grow. Hey, Clyde, I was just listening to you on Allison's channel. That was very enjoyable. Well, I really enjoyed that. I had a great time. It was cool because I've been caught in the Canadian bubble for a year, where like normally I pay attention to all the worldly politics and news, but there's just been so much coming out of Canada this year that I kind of focused. And I guess it makes sense to have a niche and dive right into the niche or whatever it is that your passion is at. Well, that's exactly what I did this year, and well, we'll see where it evolves to. Cocaine Rim Job. What a name. Amazing. With a $5 super chat. Cheers from Diagolon. Yeah, of course from Diagolon with a name like that and the goat figurine avatar. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that one. Great. How, wow, an official name with a credit card attached to it. Amazing. Appreciate you so much. But appreciate everybody in here and everybody who's not even watching tonight, because I know there's a lot of people not watching tonight, just judging by how many people are in the chat. I know how it works. It's the holidays, guys. It's the holidays. You gotta get you take the time that you have and you do with it what you can. And I absolutely appreciate everybody that's here tonight and everybody that couldn't make it because they're doing other things on the road, traveling or with family or whatever's going on tonight. Also, want to just give a quick thank you to everybody, and thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. I know a bunch of you are remembering to do that right now because I'm mentioning it, and I mention it because it's one of those things that actually does help grow the channel. And what it does is it tells the little algorithmic gods with a little g what to do. They say, hey, I found a bunch of people that are just like you or similar to you in interests. I bet you they'd like this too, because that guy liked it. He went through all the effort of pressing the button, because that's really all it takes. Just push that button. I really appreciate everybody that engages with the content, watches the live streams, watches the other the main videos, and then commenting and chatting and hitting the like. It really helps the channel a ton, and I thank you all so much for it. And well, again, thank you so much. Mr. Waldo DeBaldo, $4.99 super chat. Funt. Is that like fun with a nt? Like it's not fun, or I'm not sure. Fun. Appreciate it though. Thank you so much. Or maybe just hit the enter before the message was over. I don't know. But hey, why don't we get into some more of these memes? What a wild year it's been. And I opened it on the wrong window, of course. Absolutely. Like a noob. Like a total noob. Here we go. We got the Canadian media and the Liberal government. I'm sure everybody kind of gets what's going on there. That's not out of the ordinary to understand what's happening there. So some of these memes are completely out of context, and I don't even know when to open them. It's a gamble whether they're going to be gnarly memes that are going to get me in trouble on YouTube. How Elon Musk meets astronauts after a successful takeoff looks kind of similar. No way. Oh, that's pretty funny, actually. What? Is that a real picture? What? No. Okay. Some of these out of context things, just amazing. The last thing, what? Oh, I love it. The last thing a cricket protein burger sees before being eaten. Oh, oh, some of the fun. Holy cow. Oh, okay, that's just a fun dad pun. I like that. This is my vinyl resting place. Oh, nice. Nice. Somebody got a nice present for Christmas this year. What do we got? Here we go. Here's some hard-hitting ones. It's dangerous to believe anything blindly. The science is settled. That's not how science works. You're a racist. Oh, God. I love it. Because our world is turned completely upside down. Oh, you couldn't see the bottom one. Oof. Yeah, you're... Oh, this is modern discourse. This is how it works today. This is the conversations that we're having. And this is why I really want to have better conversations moving forward. Because one thing I notice about the internet is it's turned people away from the idea of being civil with each other. Like, you can really be civil with each other, but you almost have to have those conversations in a way that's, and this, mind you, this is why I'm going away from doing the live format when I'm having these conversations as well. Now, when I publish them, I'll publish them as premieres, so everybody can watch it together and comment as the conversation's happening, and I'll even be in the chat while that's happening. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-record them and then post them in their entirety. I won't edit them or anything. It'll just be posted in its entirety. But the purpose of this is because, well, here's what'll happen. It'll turn into like a debate me bro kind of scenario. So if I invite a guest on and all they want to do is just have a fight, I probably just won't publish it. Like, it won't be one of those things where I'm like, because I don't want to have a fight with people. I want to have a conversation with people. So if people come on for the purpose of like, gotcha, bro, like stupid, like antics, stuff like that, well, I can just easily not publish it. And then it's whatever. That kills the incentive there. But then also not having the live format also pulls away from that. And it pulls away from, like, you know, if you have another creator that you disagree with or something, they come on and you want to have an actual conversation. Because I'm not looking to have a fight with people. Again, I'm looking to have the conversation. But what can happen is the chat can drum people up and get them all excited. You guys get me excited, but you're not going to get me excited enough to go away from my standards and my morals. But I see it happen a lot online. I do see it happen a lot. So for the interest of keeping things civil, I want to bring people in for chats and then have those conversations without it turning into ad hom attack on each other. More, I want to understand where people are coming from. So if I have somebody I disagree with, I want to know how they got to that conclusion. And who knows? They might change people's minds. Might change my mind. I have no idea. But I think that's the more honest way of doing things. Do not mess with Clyde. I feel like his mom. That's funny. But yeah, I just don't want to give people the excuse to have those moments. Like, it's not about that. So it won't be for that. So it won't be about that. So anyway, when I do post them, I'll post them in a way that we can all watch it together. And then again, raw, unedited, just the whole conversation, put it out there. And then we might edit clips out of it just to post for people who are more interested in the short form content stuff. But I know there's a lot of people that like podcasts. They like a conversation that when they're at work, they can just put it in their ears. They don't have to change videos every 10 minutes. I know it's a thing. And then there's other people who don't like it at all. And thing is what? Rabbit hole or glory hole? Where are we going today? Well, not talking about Bonnie Henry again. So I guess rabbit hole it is. That's the prerogative, I suppose. Oh no, really? Is this an actual thing? The gingerbread person. They have the gender identity, the gender expression, biological sex is somehow not tied to any of that stuff. Sexual orientation, whatever. Who cares? But this is the world we live in. Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing that's like actually real? They actually have a thing for teaching kids about that crap called the gingerbread person. It is real. Oh, I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a meme. Canada, you need to know. Welcome to, thank you for the membership. Well, thank you for joining the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Enjoy the new emojis in the chat. You'll really like those ones. I thought this was a meme. Nope, it's a real thing. But they actually made it. I think this was more of a meme. And this was, of course, the Cottage Bakery sharing with us the non-binary gingerbread people. Yeah, this is for those people kind types out there. Oh, I managed to mess with all my sizing and scaling. Here we go. You can't make this up, folks. This stuff actually is actually a thing. I posted this the other day because good old Dan Dix was on the channel, and I did a recording with him, and holy cow, I messed up and my audio didn't come through. For those that were quick enough that caught the video and sent me the message, thank you. But I had to take it down. And Dan Dix, he'll be coming back on the show, but he had this Christmas sweater that I thought was fantastic and just had to share out there. And of course, Dan Dix, he's got a new YouTube channel which has like chronically low subs. Go check it out. Go subscribe to it. But he's pushing Press for Truth. So go over to Press for Truth, the homepage. Here, I'll pop this up here so everybody can see it. This is a Press for Truth homepage. He's putting out all of his videos on alternate platform stuff. So if you click any one of his videos, no Christmas for you, the Christmas Nazi. Yeah, you can see where it's all at. So you can watch it on Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, Minds, Bastion, Hive, Band. He's got it everywhere. So go check it out. You can email him at, what was it, Press for Truth. Oh, his donations. Yeah. He's got it, it's all. There you go. Dan at pressfortruth.ca. So yeah, go check that out. Dan, awesome dude. Awesome Christmas sweater meme for the year. Just perfect. And what's this one? I posted this one on the communities tab if you guys didn't see it just this past week. We worked together raising awareness about the NWO until he moved out to BC. Oh, what you did with Dan Dix? No way. That's awesome, actually. Yeah, Dan Dix, good dude. Anyway, why would a fly land on something like this? This is Vita's fly trap. Rats should be ashamed for falling on this trap. Bears, this is ridiculous. And then there he is walking around with his communist flag. Free stuff now, come get it. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Like, people just keep falling for the same stuff all the time. Oh, why did this go to the wrong page? Went to the wrong one. Before we get into that, hey, whoa! Jerome Noel with another crazy super chat. Dumping cash also helps. Keep on trucking, Clyde. And Happy New Year. Sorry for the delay messages. Catching up at 1.5x. Oh, no way. Okay, so you started the stream late and you can watch it at 1.5 times to catch up. That's news to me. I need to next time I run into that situation, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, honk honk, salty Canada. Where is the PayPal dono so YouTube gets nothing? I don't have one of those. I don't have one of those at the moment anyway, at least. So we'll see where that goes. I haven't set anything like that up. I know YouTube loves recommending me because the super chats are shared. But yeah, I think I got a list of things for the new year to take care of. I know I've been talking about merch forever. I just don't get around to it because I cover the stories. But hopefully we'll do something about that. Set up a what do you call it? A PO box. Because so many people are telling me, just give me a place where I can mail something to you. Okay, I'll set up a PO box. I'll set it up, and then I'll put it out there for everybody who's interested. But yeah, PayPal is the devil, you know. Like I could set up a PayPal and they could just shut it off anytime or whatever. I don't know. There's something else. Someone donate. Oh no, be famous. You don't have to be famous. But yeah, get a wallet. I've got one. I got a Snap-on wallet. I like it. A blockchain wallet? Yeah, no, I don't have a blockchain wallet. Maybe I could set one of those up. I think, yeah, I got to figure it out. I don't know how to do that stuff. But yeah, I'll do a PO box. That's coming up soon. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. It's coming. It's coming. It's on the way. It's definitely on the way. What else do we have here? We've got... They brainwashed you. Really? Really? They brainwashed me? Of course, the American flag on this, but you can exchange it for the Canadian flag. It's the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. But like all the stuff just, oh my God, all the things that people are falling for this year. It's just, I know people are gullible, but like, wow, people are very gullible. For a lot of things. Holy. What do we got here? I'm Tedros Adhanom. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. I'm not a doctor. I was a Marxist terrorist until I took over the World Health Organization. Wow, that's interesting to know. I'm Bill Gates. I'm not a doctor. I was a tech nerd until I decided there were too many people on Earth. Wow. Okay, we run the world now with pandemic health policy. Yeah, that's the thing. And they're trying again. You know, in Canada, it was Dr. Leslyn Lewis, who's also a member of parliament, who helped us mitigate the World Health Organization from being able to take such authority. The politicians absolutely wanted it for us. Anybody who wants to live and breathe free, didn't want it for ourselves, but yeah, it's just like anything. So like I said, Bill C-11 was Bill C-10, and if it fails, it'll be Bill C-12. They are a zombie. They're just going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming until we dismantle the bureaucracies. This is what we need to do. We need to get rid of the power that they have. If they have the power to wield over us, then they're just going to keep, chomping at the bit to get more of that power. We need to end things. And there are great suggestions from people, and this is why we need to have these dialogues. We need to have these conversations because people come up with great ideas all the time. I'm really enthralled by the idea of turning the taxation over to the provinces. I heard it go even further to go to the municipalities, but nonetheless, I get that concept. But if immediately it went to the provinces where we have established, governments at least, and you don't have to like the governments. I mean, I don't like the government in British Columbia. They're crazy what they're doing. But if we gave the power of taxation to the provinces, at least all Canadians would have an out. They'd have an out if your province starts taxing you too much. And what it would do is it would reel it in so that the provinces themselves would be able to argue against the federal government and say, yeah, I don't really want to fund that. Yeah, I'm just not into that. And then when people back out of it, and it's not everybody, Clyde, you're blurry, and so is your chat on your screen. Is anybody else having that problem? Because I'm seeing a very clear live stream, but that might be an internet connection thing where the quality is gone down. Just make sure. Okay, there's a lot of people that are still okay. So it might be just the latency of the thing. There might be. I noticed that they'll try to make it a little bit blurry, because blurry is better than no picture at all. You know what I mean? Like the spinning wheel. That's what they'll do if your internet's not that great. If it's instead of buffering. Oh, I'm buffering for some people. Okay, well, yeah, I'm sending out a pretty clear signal, and I'm getting it back pretty clear because I'm watching it through the loop. I try to focus on that and make sure everything's all good there. But anyway, yeah, getting back to the idea of the provinces doing the taxation, put the authority of taxation in the hands of the provinces. The federal government wants money. We can all come together and fund things. And well, if some provinces are like, nah, don't want to fund that thing, it may raise questions about why we even have those things. It could reel the government back quite a lot. In some provinces, it would end up making the provincial governments too overpowered. Sure. And then we can talk about it from there. But let's have these discussions. I think we can cross that bridge when we get there. But at least if people have the power of just leaving a province, like, nope, I don't want to do business here. I don't want to live here because, I could have a better deal in another province. It would create a lot more incentive for those provinces to actually keep taxation low, or do whatever the provinces want to do. What if high taxes and lots of social, spending is the method they want to go, and it proves that that's what the people of that geographical area want, and it ends up being successful. I doubt that'll be the case, but if that's what they want, well, they can do it. But then it's not nationwide. You know what I mean? This is kind of the thing that I would like to push for. But I could be wrong on that. So this is why we have these dialogues. This is absolutely why we have these dialogues. We also have some. If you haven't done 30 days banned by me, then your memes are weak AF and you're a disgrace to the group. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, everyone tell me Alberta's calling. Yeah, I haven't had your Tabor corn yet, my man. I haven't had the Tabor corn, so maybe I'm just not sold on Alberta just yet. What's the temperature out there today? Let's just see. Yes. So yeah, if your memes are going through okay and you haven't ever had anything shadow banned or anything like that, yeah, minus points for sure. -5. Agree. Discussions and dialogue. This is where we need to be, and this is what we're not having. We're not having it, and we haven't been having it for a long time. It's been long overdue. It's been long overdue to have these conversations. -10. Oh, that's what the -5 was. Yeah, -10 in Edmonton. All right, everybody in the chat, just put your geographical location and temperature. It's now a freeze your balls off in the chat competition. It's a freeze off. Who's colder? I'm happy that I'm probably in the more moderate places temperature wise anyway. Oh, +9. Wow. You didn't tell where, you didn't say where. Calgary -2, Calgary -1, Ottawa +3. Really? Winnipeg's -8 right now. -9 in Edmonton with fog. Wow, that cold and fog? I thought fog usually kind of hovers around anyway, just above freezing. -8 in Sask, +6 in Victoria. Jerome Noel with a $2 super chat. It's damn +5 in Quebec City today, and we're losing again. Wow. Thank you so much. +2 degrees in, wow, that went by quick. Montreal -5, feels like -50 at times, but not today. Quebec +10. Victoria 8. Wow. Red Deer -13. +9. Granby 45 minutes. Oh, I missed that. 45 minutes. Oh, I lost it. Sorry. Alberta with -11, and Camrose. Is it Camrose or Camrose? +7. This part of Vancouver Island. Yeah, it's like it's so moderate today. I mean, it was kind of colder today than it was the past couple of days. We had this gnarly deep freeze, and then suddenly, it was like warm, like pretty warm, and like we had over a foot of, maybe not over a foot of snow. We had about a foot of snow, and then it all just disappeared. Like it was all just gone. It's like so much snow overnight. Everybody had their happy Christmas. Clyde does the weather. Yeah, that's right. I found, like, as you travel around Canada, anywhere in Canada, you talk to Canadians and everybody can kind of like, that's the one thing everybody relates to is weather. Like, it doesn't matter. You got nothing else to talk about. You can talk about the weather. That's Canadians. It's such a funny concept, and you can talk about it forever. Talk, wow, back when I was growing up, they were just like, oh, and they'll talk about all kinds of weather. It's a very Canadian thing. But yeah, it's an easy ploy to get the chat to go nuts. Obviously, +19 in Bengaraloo. Where's that? Wow, 3 feet of snow overnight in a few days just to go. Just a bit south of ME. 11 degrees Celsius in Pickering. Wow. Bengaraloo, there it is again. I don't know where that is. It can't be in Canada with that temperature. What? Southern California, 54 degrees. That's 54 degrees American. We go by science here. 50. What's 54 degrees in science? In degrees science? Anybody's in like +2 times 2 plus 32 or something like that. Or I can't remember the formula. Finally up early enough to catch Clyde live. Wow, thanks for joining. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. It's great having you here. But yeah, we use degrees science. So the funny thing, hold on a sec. What's the temperature in bald eagles over AR-15s? That's the equation. The bald eagles over AR-15s plus C, and then you get Fahrenheit. No, so Fahrenheit is a flawed way of doing things. So Mr. Fahrenheit decided, well, I'm gonna figure out what temperature the freezing point is. By what did he judge it by? Well, his base point temperature was seawater. Well, it was the freezing point of seawater, but like the freezing point of seawater in a particular location with a particular a particular salt content. So it turns out different seas have different temperatures. It depends on where you go. So seawater freezes at different temperatures everywhere. So we have this like basis point where nobody can calibrate except by a particular amount of salt in water or whatever, and that's how you calibrate your degrees Fahrenheit. So that's why it's like 32 degrees for the freezing temperature of regular water, like just fresh water. So fresh water is the it's the litmus test for, or is the baseline for Celsius. Fresh water instead of salty water from a particular ocean or a particular place. Salt water temperature outside. So that's why it's confusing and it's weird. So Celsius is great because 0 and 100, it's water. Water boils at 100 at sea level. So there is a variance in the boiling of seawater, but not freezing. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius, and that's the way to do it, and that's why we use Celsius and we don't use degrees American, the Fahrenheit system. Anime with the, I like that, anime. Anime with the $13.99 super chat. Happy New Year, Clyde. Thank you for everything and looking for more content in in 2023. Love to Linda Hunter and Michael. Oh, love to Linda Hunter and Michael. Awesome. And thank you so much for the $13.99 super chat. Really appreciate that. Helping to support the channel and keep this stuff going. Keep this stuff going, because this is what we're really trying to do is get the message out there. And what I found is that just doing what I know how to do actually gets more and more people paying attention to the news. That's my main goal here, is just to get people paying attention to what's happening in Canada. I'm glad I've got more people able to get a daily dose of what's happening, and I really appreciate all of you guys watching. It's you guys that keep this channel going. It's the most important thing here, and I've got nothing but you guys to thank. And of course, again, this year we hit 100,000 subscribers. What can we do next year? I'm sure like the sky is the limit when it comes to this stuff. I know they're gonna try to shut it down, Bill C-11, all that stuff, but those things take time to take in effect, and we could be well on our way to 1 million by then. Who knows? Whether we end up being Canadian content or not, that's up to the government bureaucrats. I mean, there's nothing more Canadian than this, but hey, whatever. Tempest, getting another membership, one-upping, or is this your first? Anyway, thank you for joining the channel under the memberships. The memberships are doing really well lately, and I really appreciate that. Thank you guys all for doing that and doing all that stuff. Alex Woods, I got a video of yours. We're gonna be watching a little bit. Happy New Year to you as well, my man. And thanks for putting that one out there. Too funny, actually. We're gonna get to this. I'm gonna close a ton of these tabs that I have memes on, because we're all having fun with the memes. But hey, why don't we get into some of these stories? Just some of the nonsense from this year. I gotta have a sigh first. I gotta have the sigh first. And you know what? I'm gonna, oh yeah. It's coming out. It's a celebration. It's the very last stream of 2022. It's the finale. Everybody cheers that's out there. Everybody cheers. Oh yeah. Thank you, Clyde. Happy New Year to you and yours. God bless. God bless you. Breezer1. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Happy New Year's to everybody. Happy New Year's. And God bless everyone. But let's get into some of this stuff. As you know, Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, came out all pale-faced, sleepy-eyed for this. We covered this before. So this was Trudeau saying, "I've got questions for you. Why don't you? Or I'll give you an opportunity to answer your questions. You can answer all the questions that you'd like to answer to me, and I will respond to them." And people, obviously, giving all kinds of questions to this. Who's that guy? I like that. Giving all kinds of questions to Justin Trudeau. Well, here is what he was asking for.
Hey, everyone. As we approach the end of the year, I'll be doing a lot of interviews with TV stations, with newspapers, with radio stations, and they've had a lot of great questions, but I know you do too. So let's hear them. Hey, everyone.
Please stop torturing us, Clyde. Yeah, this is torture, isn't it? It is. It's torture. Anyway, a lot of people, including myself, pausing on the perfect moments to get our thumbnails for the video talking about it. And, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing people do. He's just got one of those faces where he's just like, he goes through the whole, like, plethora of like facial expressions just to say a thing. It must be the drama teacher in him, but like, yeah, he's got to have the snarky, like this schmarmy I hate you face in the middle of all this. But I mean, it's just it's too easy to make fun of. It's too easy to make fun of. But well, he did answer some of those questions, and well, he got right to it. He got to the hardest pressing ones. Hardest pressing questions out there for Canadians.
Question from Callum. If a dog wore pants, would he wear them like this or like this? I don't know. I think the whole point of pants is to cover your bum. So I think I have to reject this one. Even though, yes, he's got legs in the front, I've seen enough cute dogs walking on their hind legs or standing up that I think I'd go with option 2 on the dogs wearing pants. Thank you, Callum. I think with that, I am out of time. Question?
Yeah, out of time. Sorry. I was going to answer all those hard-hitting questions. Instead, I answered one from a Trudeau shill. Like, this guy's a Trudeau shill account. Oh, I can't believe it. He was one of the ones that went hard against the Freedom Convoy with his conspiracy. Like, there was actually conspiracy theories against the Freedom Convoy. Namely, one was the Memorandum of Understanding that was this like totally legally binding contract that dispelled the government and installed like a new government of a couple of truck drivers. Oh goodness. Yeah. Some people believe anything. I've had a few back and forths with that guy, but yeah, he's definitely a liberal, Liberal Party shill. Anyway, put that one out there saying Trudeau's idea of answering Canadians' questions first. Make sure that the questioner's lips are firmly wrapped around his parliamentary member. That's that's the way to go about it. But even more clever than that, we had Alex Woods doing a deep fake of this one, and holy cow, you got to hear this one's great.
Question from Alex. If I have to eat my dog, should I do the cut like this or like this? I think, yes, I think the best part of the dog is always the bum. So I think I have to reject this one. Even I know, yes, the eyes can taste really good. I tasted enough dogs to have a good idea of what part is the best. So I think I go option 2 on the best cut for a dog. Question from Alex.
I love it because I just got a meat order too, and you get a cut list that looks just like this. Oh, I love it. But oh, so Alex Woods for the win on this one. Best meme of this joke that I've seen. This guy's a joke, but of this particular incident for sure. Which cut would you prefer if you're gonna get your meat cut list? To which I replied, of all the things from China that could inspire Trudeau, he chooses dictatorship and dog eating. Oh God. But no, great memes this year. And of course, Trudeau not answering any hard-hitting questions or any questions worthy of being answered at all in his whole spiel. Do you think Dr. Pimple Popper could rid us of that walking cyst? One way or another, he's got to go. He definitely has to go. Is 2023 going to be the year of him gone? Let's hope so. But you know, with the aid of Jimmy McJuggernuggets, they could be hanging on to this until 2025, and that's. I know the rumor mill's going. They got the whole rumor mill thing, but they had the rumors of a fall election, and now they have rumors of a spring election. I don't know. If somebody can tell me that it sounds legit, let me know. Absolutely. But we've got here from the post-millennium, distrust of government is bad for you, claims study funded by the government. Oh man, I love this. One group in the Canadian Institutes of Health Research is a federal agency responsible for funding health and medical research in Canada and is comprised of 13 institutes. A new study claims that it's unhealthy to distrust your government, but as it turns out, these studies themselves are funded by several federal and federally funded Canadian agencies. It's unreal. The study, published by American Journal of Medicine, but authored by a trio in Canada, outlines how COVID vaccine hesitancy correlates with an increased risk of being in a traffic accident. And we covered that story because that's hilarious. The study was conducted by Canadian researchers who looked at encrypted government-held data of 11 million adults, with 16% of them having received the COVID vaccine. The group, the Canadian Institute of Health Research, is a federal agency responsible for funding health and medical research in Canada, is comprised of 13 institutes. Another group, the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, NSERC for short, is Canada's federal funding agency for university research-based research and student training. The study claims that the unvaccinated are more likely to crash their cars than those with sleep apnea. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's totally getting worse every time. Worse than sleep apnea. For those that don't know what sleep apnea is, isn't that when you fall asleep? Or that's narcolepsy. He's like, oh God. They wrote that excess risk by unvaccinated drivers exceeds the safety gains from modern automobiles. Engineering and vaccines also imposed risk on the other road users. So one thing that Dr. John Campbell pointed out that I didn't even notice when I was covering this was that one group that they removed from the study, they didn't include people in car accidents that die before the accident. So like that die and then are dead at the scene of the accident. So like people who, have cardiac arrest and because they die while driving a car, the accident occurs. But the individuals who are in the accident that were crashed into by someone who had cardiac arrest were included. So those people, if they were unvaccinated, they were counted as more likely to get into a car accident than somebody who had myocarditis for reasons and then crashed their car. It's just, I can't believe it. Sleep apnea is when you stop breathing during sleep. It can, it can last for as long as a minute, and it's scary as hell. Holy cow. Wow. That's insane. Explain all the car accidents since Ford invented the Model T. Henry Ford is responsible for car accidents. All of them. Every one of them. If he hadn't invented them, well, the car was already invented. Yeah, he invented the production line, but that's a thing. But that was they actually wrote about it in the article. Dr. John Campbell, a doctor that has tracked COVID since the virus broke out, said that he assumed the study was a joke. When I actually looked into it, this is actually based on something that is purported to be a scientific paper, John Campbell said. Campbell added that the paper says it's a correlation and not causal, but the study puts forward that diagram shows potential causes, and that the paper attempts to put forward potential causal mechanisms. You can't make this stuff up, folks. It's just unreal. But let's just keep moving on because it's just I can't deal with this. Can't deal with this. Anyway, we all know who this guy is. And well, we're being told that, well, follow the science. Everything that the science tells you is true. And we've all seen the Bonnie Henry clip of this. I've shown it so many times on the channel. But Vesper D, thank you so much tweeting this one at me. This is Anthony Fauci doing the old masks are good, masks are no good, masks are good. You don't need masks. Oh, masks are everything you need.
People should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. Keep the distance physically and wear a mask. People should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
makes sense to, let me put it another way. It makes no sense.
Let me put it another way.
Come on, man.
Come on,
should
man.
know.
Oh, I love this little mashup. But yeah, this is where we're at when it comes to the whole mask thing, because there's still there are places in Canada where you still have to wear a mask, and these are the people that push the masks on everybody. All of them said at the beginning, masks don't do nothing. It's not gonna help you with none of this stuff. Fauci, and then you got Bonnie Henry saying, if you use a mask, it's a way of inoculating yourself. This is the thing. You'll get yourself sick by using a mask because you'll be touching your face and you'll be touching things. This is the way it went. Aversion to wearing masks. Well, there's a lot of people that are averse to wearing masks. Well, guess what? If you are, well, it turns out you're a white supremacist. This is brought to you by Libs of TikTok. Aversion to wearing masks is rooted in white supremacy. Really? A case for wearing masks forever. A ragtag coalition of public health activists believe that America's pandemic restrictions are too lax. And they say they have science to prove it. It's the science. Believe the science. Because science is a belief system anymore. It's unbelievable the way it works. But here we got at the bottom of it. Let's just read the whole thing. And there are masks. The people's CDC. The people's. The Volks CDC. It's like the Volkswagen, the people's car. The people's auto. CDC strongly supports mask mandates. No, they don't. Nope. Last I checked, they don't. In fact, they laxed on the thing, saying if people want to, they can, but it's not required. Last I checked, and they have called on federal, state, and local governments to put them back in place, arguing that the vaccine-only strategy promoted by the CDC is insufficient. The group has noted that residence to mask is most common among white people. Really? The group has noted that residence to mask is most. What does that sentence even mean? Lucky Tran, who organizes the Coalition of Media team, recently tweeted a YouGov survey supporting this and wrote that a lot of anti-masks, you can't see it, a lot of anti-mask sentiment is deeply embedded in white supremacy. It's the tagline at the bottom. What? When did that happen? When did that happen? Is that a thing? Now, at the same time, you could say that, maybe the white supremacists that are out there, like all dozen or 2 dozens of them that are out there, because I don't think that there are that many of them. But maybe the dozens of them that are out there, maybe they have like a coalition of stuff going on, and they've all decided amongst themselves that masks are the thing. Or anti-masks are the thing. Is it anti-mask sentiment? But that doesn't mean that everybody who doesn't like masks has anything to do with those people. All 12 of them. It's like when they try to equate the Westboro Baptist Church to the opinions of anybody sane. You know what I mean? It's like, I've seen that a lot. Oh, the Westboro Baptist Church, they do this crazy thing, so everybody who's a Christian is awful. Like, what? And then there's a terrorist that attacks, and then you say anything about Islam, and they're like, huh. But I'm not saying that about Islam, but I get why, there's people think the things, right? But it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Bouncy castles are racist too. Well, we got to watch out for those. Has anybody seen any bouncy castles since the convoy? Is that something that is forbidden from our Canadian society anymore? I haven't noticed any. I don't remember seeing any since then. I saw some. Oh, maybe I have. Maybe. No, I think it was before that. A friend of mine rented it for his kid's birthday one year, and it was too funny. Too funny. But this is where we're going. Sorry, I broke the seal. I got into it too early. In fact, I had one before, between streams. Streamed for 2 hours on Allison Moreau's channel. It was a great stream. We had a lot of fun. I even put on a suit for it. Go check it out. Well, you'll definitely enjoy that one. But let's get on with some of this stuff. And I said I wouldn't torture you guys, but here comes a bit of the torture. It's winter. WTF? What do you mean it's winter? Bouncy castles in the winter. I meant since the convoy. So we had a whole summer. Where bouncy castles could have happened, but our bouncy castles part of the supreme white. Is that a thing? Unreal. Just the stuff that people will believe. Just it boggles my mind. Like somebody will say something completely absurd, and then somebody else will be like, yeah. Like. Not wanting to wear a mask is rooted in white supremacy. Like, since when? The whole like mask thing is like two years old. You know, like the whole idea of white supremacy actually has a whole long history of it, and we can look into that history and see if there was like stuff that had anything to do with not wanting to no, I doubt it. I doubt you'll find any of that stuff. But what they want to do, Clyde's extra happy tonight. I'm always happy. I'm happy to be around you guys. You guys are great. But full headgear. Stand, shop. Yeah, okay. But where was I going? The white supremacy thing. Like what they're trying to do. And it's an obvious trick. It's obvious. So here's the deal. In our society, racism is actually so looked down upon. It's such a plight of history, and we hate it so much that the best insult that you could do to use against somebody and get them to not want to be that thing is to label them that thing. So you call somebody a racist, and they'll immediately go, no, well, of course I'm not. That's not me. We all hate racists. That's a stupid thing. Like, no, why would you equate me to that? But then it puts them on the defensive, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point. So you just label the people that thing, even though it has nothing to do with that thing. And then they just come up with more and more elaborate ways of doing it. Did you know that, back in the days of the Deep South, when it was seeded with racism, there was a whole group of people that did not want to wear masks. They didn't. They didn't want to put masks on their faces. Nobody came to them and said they need to wear masks, but they didn't want to anyway. This is some deep-seated white supremacy in the not wanting to wear masks thing. I do declare, it's such a stupid concept, but people fall for it all the time. They're so wrapped up in it. They get so wrapped up into this. Well, I can't be labeled that thing. And well, yeah, I don't want to be labeled the thing either. I mean, but like, don't your actions just speak louder than that guy's words that came out of his own rectum? You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, prove it. You think, you say that I'm, the R word, I'm racist. No, I'm not. Prove it. And then it's like, okay, well, I'll just find new things that mean racism. Okay, well, here's there's systemic racism, and you're a beneficiary of some systemics. There's all kinds of stems that you benefit from. It's like, well, nope, no, I don't. I didn't benefit from any of that stuff. Nope, I don't buy it. But yeah, okay, there's new ways to gonna get you by calling you something. Rectum. Rectum, and Darren Neal killed him. Yeah, that was good. That's good. But yeah, absolutely. So it's just bigotry is so frowned upon is so frowned upon. But at one point, everyone's going to clue into this whole game, and they'll actually see the bigotry of the people that are doing this. Like there's some serious bigotry, and I'm not just talking like the anti-white sentiment. There's some serious bigotry across the board of the people that are constantly throwing the bigotry word out there. Like most people in my circle of friends and community and stuff, they don't care about it. Like it's race is like the last thing that they care about. People are like, oh, so you say you're colorblind. We already beat that. We defeated that one. No, I'm not saying, like, they literally don't care. Like, they genuinely don't care. It's not even an issue. It's not a thing. You know, people don't care. Everybody, there's a whole mix of people around us, and it just doesn't matter to most people anyway. And none of the people in my circle of friends and all that. And yeah, boop, you nailed it right there. It's a tactic. It's a divide and conquer tactic. And that's, they want you to be mad at somebody. They want you to be mad at somebody else. And it's great. It works great. It works great. And I try to encourage people to get away from it. Like some people that, you know, they might have, you know, animosity. Well, there's a whole group of ethnic people that moved into my neighborhood and they don't talk to any of the other ethnic people. Well, okay, maybe they're nervous and they're scared and they don't have, they're not good with English. And so it's just human nature to kind of stick to the kind of people that you know and stuff like that. But I guarantee you it's only rooted in that. I guarantee you it's all only rooted in that. Go hang them out. Go to different cultural centers. You'll find out real fast that people are just genuinely super nice people across the board. It's yeah, I don't even know how I got to this point. Yeah, white supremacy because you don't want to wear a mask. It's deeply rooted in the history of it. No, it's not. No, it isn't. And that's not the way things go. Jerome Noel, thanks for getting in there with a membership. Yeah, message for being a member. That's cool. Cheers can crack on a bunch on New Year. Yeah, I'm gonna crack into a ton of them for New Year. I'm not gonna lie to you. Thank you, Clyde, for making me laugh. I get so angry at the BS at the world today, but you bring me back to the positive and humorous side. What you need to realize is that real people aren't these vitriolic idiots. They aren't. Real people aren't like that. And even those vitriolic crazy people, when you I don't want to say back them into a corner, but when you put them on the spot, if they can't run away or whatever, they'll backpedal really quick. They really will. It's really easy to just like actually get somebody to defuse if you don't respond to them with anger. If you get what I'm saying. Like if somebody says something to you that's just absolutely absurd and it's like in person or you're in a position where they're not just on the internet, they can block you and take off. Just say, and instead of attacking them back, you could respond with, well, I don't think that's true. It's that easy. Well, I don't think that's true. And then now they're like, oh, everybody kind of, everyone else is going to question this now. I got to justify it and justify it. I love it when people with really bad ideas try to justify their really bad ideas. It's great because they destroy their own thoughts. They destroy their own concepts. If you just let them do it, you let them go on and destroy their own thing. But at the end of the day, people don't want to be wrong. People don't want to be wrong. They want to be right. Right? I find the easiest way to be right is to correct when I'm wrong. You know, if I find out that I'm wrong, and somebody shows and points out to me that I'm wrong, the best thing is to not keep being wrong. You know, that's the best thing. So it's happened to me many, many times, and I like coming out of it with being correct at the end of the day, even if I had to be wrong for such a long time. It's about letting your ego go, and people have a hard time with that. But if you don't attack people in response to their idiocy and being vitriolic and stupid, you don't attack them in response to it, but you just allow them to say what it is, but in more of a polite way. Like, oh, I don't think that's true. Or another good one is well, that was just mean. Just say, well, that was just mean, and then it makes them take, because they're expecting you to be mean right back, and when you're not mean right back, it derails the whole thought process, because everybody's expecting a particular response. Derail their responses, derail the thought process, because this is an interesting concept, right? So people on the day-to-day, when they're discussing things with people, they'll have like a set track of like, it's almost like a like an NPC dialogue tree, where it's like, okay, if this then that, if I hear this then I'll do that, if I hear this then I'll respond that way, okay, I'm just going to go through it this way. And what you do is you derail it by giving them a response they never would have expected. And like, being nice is a response I never ever expect, especially when they're being vitriolic. Yeah, or if somebody cuts you off in traffic, or you pull up next to them, you roll down the window, you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there." It takes people back. It's pretty funny. And then when people are surprised in conversation, what ends up happening is the hamster starts running on that wheel, and I really like watching that moment happen, because that's when people actually think. It's really fun. It's really fun to watch. But I don't know how I got onto this tangent. I end up on these tangents too often. But let's get into some more of this. I told you I wasn't gonna torture you, but it's the end of the year, and there's a lot of clips of Justin Trudeau. So let's just bite your knuckle. We're gonna get through this. We are.
Happy holidays. With 2022 drawing to a close, let's look back at what we accomplished together over the past year.
One thing he hasn't accomplished is to get a decent microphone. He spent $1.4 billion on media this year and didn't get a mic out of the deal. That sucks. But what kind of, he's talking about accomplishments. Oh, he really is going to try to, he's going to try to say that there was accomplishments. Let's go through some of these.
Together over the past year, we cut childcare fees in half for families right across the country.
So he didn't cut childcare. Okay, let me explain how this works. You don't cut something by throwing government money at it. Unless you tell childcare services, you're not allowed to charge any more than this. Well, that's not what they're doing, because then everybody would be like, childcare workers can't make a living because the government forced them to not make money. No, what did you do? You threw money at it. You threw whose money? The people's money, tax money. So we cut costs. No, you increased costs. You definitely increased costs by throwing money at a thing. So yeah, we're going to see the benefits of this immediately, but we're going to get more debt. Wow, as interest rates are going up. Fantastic. We need more government debt. Oh, it's just so absurd.
We helped Canadians who need it most with extra rental and dental supports, and we're keeping...
Well, that was the NDP. You fought against that. And I'm not even in support of it, but at least credit where credit's due. That was the NDP. That wasn't the Liberals. That wasn't Justin Trudeau. That's what the NDP, that's what Jagmeet Singh got for not calling an election, essentially, not getting you pulled out of office by the Canadian public that wants you out of office. That's what happened. Jagmeet Singh bribed you with keeping you in office, and then you did this. And then what does that do? Well, I'll tell you what, people in the dental field are not stoked about this. And yeah, it's going to hurt people who have insurance for dental care, because now their insurance company is going to be like, wow, the government's going to cover that, so we're not going to touch it. And then you got to do all this paperwork and this filing, and oh, what a nightmare. A new bureaucracy. Thanks a lot. Great. Oh, what an accomplishment.
Keeping communities safe with stronger gun control.
Okay, you're not keeping anybody safe, because the guns that are coming in that criminals are using They keep coming in. They keep coming in. Our sieve of a border. They're still coming in. They're still coming in. But what you're not saying is that you're taking a lot of guns off the farm, out of gun safes, out of legal firearms owners' possession. And well, it's not happened yet, but we have seen all kinds of efforts so far, namely Bill C-21, which started off as a handgun confiscation bill. Well, not confiscation, it was the handgun banning. We're no longer able to buy or sell handguns within the continental Canada. No, well, that turned into, banning everything. Virtually everything, including the Buttmaster. Absolutely. I see that in the chat. Yeah, the Buttmaster by Mark Serbu, the inventor of the Buttmaster, 23 years ago was on the list of banned items. I got the list here, and it goes down here. We got the Serbu Buttmaster right there on page 2. Unbelievable. But you can keep scanning down. This is the one that really drove me nuts. This is the Benelli Comfort. You can Google the Benelli Comfort and see what that gun is. And just go to images. It's a regular semi-automatic shotgun that you would buy for shooting ducks. It's a duck gun. Why is it called the Comfort? Well, we want to bear the scary ones. It's called the Comfort. It's made to not hurt your shoulders so bad. If anything, you're going to hurt somebody's ego because they're like, what kind of gun you got? Oh, you got, hey, Jim, Bob, look over here. Rick's got the Comfort. Everybody point and laugh. You know, he's got that girl gun. That's the only thing getting hurt in Canada is maybe somebody's ego, somebody's pride, because they bought the gun that's not going to hurt so bad when they got shotgun shells in there. But that's it. It's a fancy Italian sporting gun that's just made to make things a little easier when you're shooting several shots at ducks. And why would you need several shots? You hear it all the time. You got people saying, what purpose would you need to have multiple shots? Why would you need it? You know, we heard the comments from Joe Biden. Well, you're not going to need an AR-15 that's got several bullets in it with rapid succession of being able to shoot it, unless you're going after deer with Kevlar vests, which I saw a meme the other day. It was really funny, with the deer with Kevlar. But no, we're talking about ducks. When you scare the ducks up into the air, or they're coming in, flying in, and you come out of the blind, you don't have a lot of time you're not taking out. Nobody's pump actioning this stuff. You're going up, the ducks are coming, blah, 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 as many as you can take. That's the point. Guns don't kill people. Criminals kill people. Yes. Yes. Oh, God. It's just so dumb. But it's a partisan talking point. It's just, it's really hard to deal with. It's really hard to stomach. Sorry, I'm going to close a bunch of these tabs while we're at it. But, let's keep going on. Let's hear about more of the success that the Liberal government has brought us in 2022.
Just this month, Charles Sousa ran a successful local campaign and is now on his way to Ottawa to be our Member of Parliament from Mississauga Lakeshore.
I'm sorry, Mississauga. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry about your loss. Our condolences.
We're delivering real results to make life more affordable and build an economy that works for all Canadians.
He's talking about the economy. He's talking about the economy. He's talking about the economy. Wait, what? He's talking about our economy. He's talking about the Canadian. Is he talking about the Canadian economy? What?
Lakeshore. We're delivering real results to make life more affordable and build an economy that works for all Canadians. We can't slow down.
We can't slow down. We can't. I gotta hear that again. It's just the most absurd thing ever.
Lakeshore. We're delivering real results to make life more affordable and build an economy that works for all Canadians. We can't slow down.
He just said that they're building a strong economy. Who's the accelerationist now? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's created more debt than all the prime ministers combined in our history. and he did it at a time where interest rates were at record lows, right? We all heard that. That was a thing. Interest rates. I actually have that clip queued up because I was going to talk about it during something else. But oh my God, we gotta watch this. This is Justin Trudeau being asked how are we going to service the debt by Global News of all people.
Regardless of what that figure is exactly, future governments are going to have to carry that debt. The servicing costs on that are going to be very high.
Sorry?
The servicing costs on the debt that you're going to have to carry, that you're adding to now, right?
Interest rates are at historic lows, Glenn.
Okay, but it's still a lot of money.
No.
It's still a lot of money.
No.
And you don't know where. Okay, but how are you going to pay for that? How are you going to pay for those costs in future years? Are you going to increase taxes or are you going to cut programs?
Okay. Right now.
Okay, so here's a great example of what I was saying earlier. So if you catch somebody out on something that they weren't expecting in their script, right? They'll come out of the script and say something. But Trudeau is really good at getting right back on script, even though he got broken out of the script there. Look how quickly he went right back into, okay, now I know the BS that I gotta say.
Cut programs.
Okay. Right now, we're in an absolutely unprecedented situation where our economy had to completely shut down. And the government chose to and needed
Turns out it didn't.
to be there for people while they lost their paychecks, while they could not be comfortable in how they were going to be able to support their families, pay their rent, pay for their groceries.
Okay, no, the government, it turns out, shut it all down, didn't need to. But this is the part that kills me. How are we going to service the debt? So this is what a lot of people probably don't think about, and people who have economics backgrounds or studied up a lot on economics is like, okay, well, government takes out debt. Well, what's the government's leverage on this? What are they able to garner to show forward that they'll be able to pay the debt back? Well, future tax revenue. We don't have the revenue now, so we're gonna bet it against future tax revenues. So if you borrow a bunch of money, we're gonna have to pay it back. How are we gonna service that debt? You can pay it back, and anyone who has debt understands this too, right? You have the debt that you owe, and then you have that's the principal, and then you have interest payments on top of that. Now the government thinks, well, the interest payments are super low. Let's just get a whole bunch more debt. Well, they're not always going to be low. You can't gamble on the fact that they'll be low forever. And it turned out that they weren't low forever, and they're not going to be low forever. But that's not what Trudeau was banking on. And that's why he came out with this statement, which is absolutely absurd and should get him thrown from office for this.
Future governments are going to have to carry that debt. The servicing costs on that are going to be very high.
That was when the script broke. The servicing cost is going to be high. What? Like, what did you say? Servicing debt? Why would we pay money to service a debt? Well, because interest rates can't stay low forever. They can't stay low forever. We've seen interest rates go up because of economies like this.
Sorry?
The servicing costs on the debt that you're going to have to carry, that you're adding to now, right?
Interest rates are at historic lows, Glenn.
Okay, but it's still a lot of money.
No.
It's still a lot of money.
No. I'm not letting you get away with this. It's so low that we're going to buy everything. Buy the whole thing. Buy the whole lot. I'm taking it all. I'm taking everything. Let's just spend on everything. Well, guess what? It's not always going to be low, and it isn't. It isn't low now, and we're not in a situation where it's low. And in fact, well, the Bank of Canada had to raise the interest rates a whole lot to stave off inflation. Why was there inflation? Well, they'll tell you all kinds of things, but it's because they printed too much damn money. They printed too much damn money, and it's in circulation. It's not rocket science. Inflation is a monetary phenomenon. If you put more currency out there, issue more currency, it'll inflate the currency. That's the way it works. Deflationary environment is when you have a really good economy, and then there's so much stuff being produced that, well, the prices drop because there's too many dollars, or there's too many people with commodities trying to get people to buy stuff. And it's a basic supply demand thing. And well, they flubbed it. They flubbed it on this one, and they're realizing that. And that's why I think Trudeau is talking economy in this stuff, because he knows that, well, Pierre Poilievre has been running on economic issues because he realizes that everybody's concerned about it. And also Maxime Bernier, he's been talking about economic issues. And that's the thing. I mean, Jagmeet Singh's talking about Big Grocery screwing you over. He's the cult of grievances, the cult of envy, socialism. You're not gonna get him out of that one. But where the people's votes are going to be going in this time coming forward is going to be people who are concerned with their economic issues. And that's where the votes are going to go. So of course he's talking about that, but straight up just lying. He's built the worst economy Canada's ever seen. We are in very, very rough shape. It is very rough, and we're on the precipice of a giant collapse in commodities. Well, the commodity in particular is housing. The housing market's it's coming. It's coming. And the problem is we kicked the can down the road so far that it may lead to a currency crisis. I'm worried about it. Everyone should be worried about it. And what I think is what might happen is if the currency goes into crisis and the housing market crashes, well, the IMF and the World Bank could come in and say, well, here's the deal. You could stay in your house. You can keep your car. You can keep all your goodies. You just got to sign on the dotted line. And here's your new ID card. And all the money you need is on that. And we'll keep the economy going. And well, that's a scheme we don't want to be a part of. But it may be a thing in the future. And we'll see. Jimmy McJuggernuggets kid had a $1,000 red coat on one of his tweets. Is that right? Well, you know what I find funny is like Jimmy McJuggernuggets. He's one of those like flashy, I like the Rolex watch guys. Everything's got to be bling and all that stuff. But he's a socialist. And it's like you can't. It doesn't work that way. Like your ideology and your Rolex completely at odds with each other. No, if you have conviction in your socialist ideology, don't you think you would be giving back to the working class? It's we've watched it go down with Bernie Sanders for decades in the United States. I can't believe anybody's falling for it here in Canada. It's just, it's crappy. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Contributions from Liberal supporters like you that help us get our message out to more Canadians and keep building on our positive movement. That's why I'm asking you to chip in today. So
Here I am once again asking for your financial contribution. Canadians, you want Canadians to pitch in. Yeah. Why don't you do that for any of your other causes? Why don't you get Canadians to pitch in for any of the other causes, like the Ukraine, like gender studies, like any of this crap? Get Canadians that want that stuff to pitch in. Oh, no. That's not how it works. Unless it's the poor people of the maritime provinces, Atlantic Canada, when a hurricane hits, then it's like, oh yeah, I want Canadians to donate to help these people. I thought the whole social safety net was to actually protect Canadians, not people around the world. You know, like aid to other countries, and you really need to understand this to understand how awful it is giving aid to other countries. When you give aid to foreign countries, what it is it's poor people in rich countries giving rich people money in poor countries. That's all it is. You're not helping the people there with government aid. You're helping the machine that keeps them poor. It really is that case. If you want to help people in countries like Haiti after the tsunami and all this stuff, like you can donate to causes that won't be these like things like the government's giving it to just the government. You can actually, there are organizations, but you have to do your research, and it sucks. This really sucks because a lot of times when something devastating happens, you just want to give, you just want to help, right? But a lot of times you're actually doing those people worse, and it sucks that that's the case. So there are ways of like giving to food drives and stuff like that that'll actually like you're allocating the resource. You're not giving them cash that could just go away and never be seen again. You can actually give food. It'll get put into barrels, get it shipped onto a ship, and then sent to the place where you want it to be sent. These are ways you can do things, or you can support local organizations of the place that you're trying to help. I really like when it comes to charity, government charity is the worst offender at the very top. And then below that are all the big name charitable organizations that are just full of bloat, and most of the money doesn't see anybody who's actually in harm's way. But that's my little thing on that. But when we're paying this much in taxes every year, we would assume that we're taking care of the people that are within our borders. And when they're in trouble, that the government would be the one to fund that. But what we learned this year is that that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. They might be generous and match your donations. Everybody donate today and we'll match your donations. Anything that you're willing to give out of your impoverished, like money that you have for your family. You've got something you can give. Oh, we'll match your donations. Are you kidding me? Like, this is what we learned about our government this year. We've learned so much. Oh my God. And it's not that it's just recent and that the corruption just started. It's just that it's become so obvious anymore. And people are waking up to it and people are realizing it. And they're just so gross. They're nasty people. Like makes my blood boil. It makes my stomach churn. It's absolutely insane. Hi, Clyde. I sent you an email. Well, I'll have a look through my emails. My inbox gets flooded like crazy, so I'll hopefully I'll find it. I'll look through it tonight after the stream. But holy cow, yeah, keep sending emails. But yeah, if I can't get back to you, well, you can understand why. But again, I'm gonna do the PO box thing coming up this year, so hopefully that works out to people that try other methods and can't get a hold of me. I hope that works out. But yes, Clyde, that's why they want to regulate the internet. Yeah, absolutely. To make it so that this stuff goes away. It goes away. People's awareness goes away. Now, I lived in Canada for my whole life, minus like 3 years that I lived in Japan as an adult. But I grew up in Canada. And I've just known Canadians to be pretty passive and just take it. Like, not like it. Like, don't get me wrong. Not like it. But, you know, every once in a while you get together with your friends, the topic of taxes and government and all that stuff comes up. And people are like, yeah, I hate it. I wish I could do something about it. Ramble. I'm not going to do anything. And that's the way things have been for so long. And the government has been so attentive to that. Hey, guys, look what we can get away with. Push. Just, you know, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And they just keep going with it. They keep going with it. How much can we involve ourselves into people's personal lives? Oh, I don't know. Just see how hard. The conservatives will do it, and then the liberals will do it, and then the conservatives will do it, and then the liberals will do it. This is the first year in my entire life where I saw, and I'm not talking a little group of Canadians. There was no fringe minority. It was a gigantic surplus of just regular Canadians that normally are just, you know, I do something, but I got hockey this weekend, or, you know, but, you know, my kids are in school and I can't. No, all of those people woke up and said, enough, I'm done with this. And they got together, and the ones that couldn't go supported the ones that were going. It was a blowout. Do you think a group of people could raise $10 million in a short amount of time just because they knew it somehow had to do with a group of people going to Ottawa in trucks? And that wasn't like that was a little thing. Oh, it's just a little group that raised with tiny donations, $10 million overnight. Jay Blair, thanks for joining as a member of the channel. Really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. But it wasn't $20 million. It was $10 million overnight. And then, you know, the usual, oh God, this goes against the establishment. And I'm not going to pull the left-right divide here, because there are people on the left and they're good people. They just happen to be on the left, and when it comes to the conversation of left, right, a lot of times they'll just shut up because they know what's on the left is the craziness. But I call it the establishment, because it's just the establishment. We all know the rhinos in the US. I guess they're called the chinos in Canada. They're establishment types in the Conservative Party. So it's not like a left right. It's a rot. There is a rot in the country, and it's in the establishment. It's like, you know, you call them the establishment, you can call them the elite, the elitists, progressives maybe. There's progressives on both sides. Whatever you want to call them. There's a rot. And they're the minority, but they know how to use the apparatus, and that's the thing. So you got people that were able to pull together out of small donations $10 million overnight. $10 million to a cause, and then GoFundMe through this group of the rot, right? The rot. They get GoFundMe to shut it down, because GoFundMe is part of the rot too. They're, oh my God, they funded Chaz and all these other things in the United States. They were horrible, where people were injured and people died at these events. And no, they're totally fine to fund that. It was very, very political of them to pull out. So they pulled out, and they were going to hold on to those donations, right? They're going to hang on to them. And then they said, well, if people don't ask for them back right away, we'll just give them to a charity of our own choosings. No. So people, what they did was they came back at the company and said, okay, well, I'm going to charge back my credit card. And so for every chargeback, the GoFundMe would have got nailed with a service charge for the chargeback. And people figured this out, so they started coming in mass. And they're like, no, we're going to fund everything back. Everything's coming back, going right back, auto deposits to everybody. Oh, so you had that in your arsenal. Okay, so you're just hanging on to people's money, hostage, holding on to it, and that was it. That was it. You're just, absolutely politically driven. Rot. Jay Blair, thank you so much. Holy cow, with the $100 super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you didn't see that there's a field, you can type in a message in there. Type a message in the chat. I'll definitely be sure to say something about it. But yeah, GoFundMe sucks. And a lot of people knew this from the outset. Like, because I've been following politics for a while. I haven't been outspoken so much on my channel about it. But I knew this. And I was like, oh no, they're probably going to try to pull out or do something weird. And they did. Sure enough, they did. But what happened? Canadians fought back. They did the chargebacks, and it forced them. It would have hurt them badly. $10 million worth of chargebacks in small donations. That's bad news. So what happens? Well, people take their money and they found a new donation platform, and they raised $10 million again. So it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like, oh, well, you were able to do that once, haha. No, they did it again, and they did it faster the second time. This is how much people were supporting it. It's amazing. And then, well, of course, most of that didn't go to the truckers that went at the time. Most of that didn't go. A lot of it ended up getting refunded back, and some of it's in an estuary. Whatever happens to it. From what I heard, it's going to be tied up for a while. Ottawa's trying to sue for it. A bunch of people are trying to sue for it, get their hands on it. At the end of the day, if none of them get their hands on it and it goes back to the Freedom Corp or whatever, they're going to donate it to good causes. I think that's great. That's fantastic. But that's not what the story is about. The story is about a bunch of people that were known to just be kind of a pushover. Take it easy goes, whatever. I hope I got mods in the chat. AI dating, woo! We got all kinds of AI going on these days. Dating's probably not your best bet, but but that's not the story. It's a group of people that's. Where are my mods? Where are my mods tonight? Get that out of there. Go on, get. But yes, sorry, that's such a distraction. Anyway, there was, yes, definitely a group of people that were normally known for just putting up with it. Okay, well, it's not, it could be worse. At least we got free healthcare. Well, how's that working out? It could be worse. I mean, at least we got a social safety net. If something happens, the government will take care of us. How's that working out? Oh, well, it could be worse, but at least we live in a free country and we can just go practice our religion anytime we want. How's that working out? How are any of these things working out? And people started cluing in. They started getting it. They started realizing this is not working out. This is absolutely not working out. We have a social contract, and we're not the ones that have been reneging on that contract. And yeah, we want to just, take it easy, whatever. You need a little more. Okay, cool, whatever. Take it. Just leave me alone, right? But they just pushed it too far. They pushed the people way too far. Who got blocked? Somebody got blocked? Social safety net, record numbers showing at food banks, record numbers of homelessness, etc. Absolutely. This is the social safety net's broken. The social contract that we have has been broken, but we didn't break the contract. The whole thing of, good manners and good government or whatever, Yeah, well, they broke that. They're not good government. They're not good government. Clyde did it. Yeah. Way too far. They went way too far. They took it way too far. And this is why people stood up, and this is why people are speaking out. You know, I was pretty like, I didn't talk much about stuff and how I felt about this. Previously on YouTube, I did vlogs, and I went to Japan, and then I talked about tradesman stuff. Like, this is what I was doing. But you know what? No, they pushed it too far. And I had to say enough is enough. We're not doing it anymore. And you know what? I drew a line in the sand, and I said, okay, the level of propaganda is where I'm done. And this is a lot of people have different lines, and that's fine. Wherever your line is, you draw that line in the sand. But I was like, well, what can I do about it? And what I found that I could do about it was that I could talk about it, and I could tell people what's actually happening. The CBC is telling you this. Global News is telling you that. CTV is telling you that. The Toronto Star is telling you that. But what's really happening? That's where we are. What's really happening? And that's where I really wanted to say that I think I could do something about this. And that's where I took a stand. And I hope everybody finds the thing that they can take a stand about. Trish Prue with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Clyde. So glad I found your YouTube. I'm so glad you found my YouTube too. I'm so glad so many people found my YouTube. It's just been such a blessing. You guys have been so fantastic this year. And in so many different ways. It's amazing. My son doesn't believe this, Clyde. Yeah, well, at some point you get pushed too far. And I hope it's not too far for everybody once that point comes up. They took it too far. Reminds me of the man who wanted to be left alone. Absolutely. You know, I used to think the government, okay, they're a little bit too big for my liking, but at least they leave me alone. I pay them the taxes and they leave me alone. They stay out of my business. I stay out of theirs. And that was the relationship. They broke the terms of that contract. They broke the terms of that. They got too intrusive, not too fast. I mean, for some people it was too intrusive, too fast, but they got too intrusive, period. And now people are like, nah, even to things that they were well, not okay with, but things that they were like, I don't like it, but I'll live with it. And now people are like, no, I'm not living with those things anymore. You did it you did it, and then you did it too much. You stepped over it. Yeah, the nanny state. The nanny state is not a nanny though. A nanny is someone who takes care of you and has an incentive and loves you for it. This is the wicked stepmother state. That's what it is. They don't care about you. They care about their political career and all of that, and they'll let it erode. And they'll let it erode even if each individual isn't like actively trying to sabotage the whole thing. They have these bureaucracies that they start up, and it's all for the best intentions. We're gonna lower the price of living in Canada, and then it goes up exponentially. It's the law of unintended consequences, and it's the road to hell being paved with good intentions. That's what it is. Yes, yeah. There's all the Schweppets. There's the World Economic Forum, and I think they're exploiting a lot of this. You know, I think the World Economic Forum, yes, they've got their tentacles into this, but they wouldn't be able to do it if our country wasn't so broken with this giant throbbing bureaucracy of unelected officials behind the scenes. And we got a taste of that. We got a taste of what that looks like with the Emergencies Act inquiry. It's gross. It's what the Don down south was calling the swamp. It's swampy. It's gross. And yeah, they'll walk around with their swastikas on, and they'll say they have allegiance to this or that or whatever. But at the end of the day, it needs to be dismantled. It needs to, and I don't mean dismantle the government. No, I mean dismantle bureaucracies. The constitutional government that we have, we need to keep that, and we need to respect it, restore it to its greatness. But there's the bureaucracies that are involved in too many people's lives, every aspect of people's lives, and they have ultimate power. They're unelected and they're horrible. And I like I said, the best solution that I've heard so far was the switching the funding to the provinces, because immediately if we switched taxation to the provinces had the power to tax, and the federal government had to come back and ask for the money, then you'd be in a situation where, well, they'd be like, okay, well, let's work out the budgets. Let's go through it all now. So we're gonna have to like clean house and make sure that everything's going, because you can't just ask for a big old lump sum. We got to allocate it so each province pays their fair share of it, and then we'll figure it out. And then, holy cow, how much fat are we gonna see in this big blob of bureaucracy? And I think it's horrible. TAM is a disgrace. Yeah, yes, TAM is a disgrace. I mean, public health. What did public health do ages ago? Public health ran making marriage licenses. Believe it or not, if you don't know that, look at your marriage certificate. It's issued by public health, not another agency. Not the issuance of, not the marriage license bureau. No, it's public health, and it was done in a time where that was a way of doing consensus. You could know how many people were married because people would often get married. If they lived together, they would marry. And then this is why things are obsolete anymore. And then the whole talk of gay marriage and stuff. I mean, you've all heard my spiel on it. I don't care what people do with their personal lives. It's their own deal. But, marriage, it doesn't even need to be a state function. Doesn't. It's obsolete. The whole purpose of it was to monitor health. And that was it. The health inspector shut down my marriage. Yeah, it was public health. It seriously, that's what it is. That's what it is. And that was the only point of it. But then they turned it into this. They turned it into a thing where they could, have a political contentious issue. And then the establishment, which owns both sides or all three sides, can have people argue amongst each other. And then they're not paying attention to what the establishment's doing. That's a tricky thing. And, well, we'll see where it goes. We'll see if we'll get a candidate in the future that wants to go against the establishment. Like, a lot of people are saying that's Pierre. Is it? Is he the guy? Or is he just another establishment guy? Don't know. But that's, oh my God. Rant. Oh man, I went on a massive rant. I pulled up all this stuff before we went live to show you guys. And then I end up going on these rants, and then it takes up all kinds of time. I want to share with you guys an awesome music video. And I know you guys are going to love this. And I got permission to use this in the stream. I said, hey, I'm going to share your song. And if I get a copyright strike, release it right away. But this is a great tune that I only just discovered the other day. No, it's not Greg this time, and I love Greg. Greg's got great music, and I got to share more of his stuff for sure. But no, this is pardon me, this is Gary Jackson, and he has a song called "I Want the Truth." Defund the CBC. And I think you guys are going to love this. Let's put this on right now.
Well, I think it's time to defund the CBC, 'cause I want help disguise the taste of the bitterness that comes with economic waste. Well, I think it's time to defund the CBC, cause I want the truth. It's time to stop giving taxes to the CBC, if you want the truth. Cause it's hard to trust a dog to bite the hand that feeds it, when you want the truth. They've learned how to sit, they roll over and beg, and in public they really have their rollers leg, and they've even learned to cross so that they look less tame. It's time to stop giving taxes to the CBC, if you want the truth. I'm not saying that we must shut down the CBC to tell the truth, but I shouldn't have to pay for the conspiracies when I just want the truth. Like the Covington host when you defame those dudes. And did you really think the Congo was a Russian sea? Because it sounds as if you're living in a fever dream. Well, I think it's time to defund the CBC, cause I want the truth. I want the truth.
So good. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Amazing. And Gary Jackson, absolutely. Go over, subscribe to the channel. Let's put a link in the chat right now. Get that happening. So you guys can go click over there. Subscribe to the channel. He's chronically low sub numbers right now, but that's what happens. You got to get discovered somehow. And I'm happy to push this out. I really love seeing more and more creative people coming out and doing stuff. Maybe Gary and Greg should do a collaboration. Maybe I can arrange that. Maybe I can get that happening, because Greg Wycliffe, if you don't know, was on the channel the other day, and he's a brilliant musician as well. He's fantastic, and I'd love to see more stuff going on between them. Let's get the logo up on the screen there again. Gary Jackson, just auto played it. Gary Jackson with that great song, I Want the Truth, Defund the CBC. So get over there, subscribe to the channel, make sure all that's going. I'm down for a collab. Okay, well I'll approach Greg with that and see what he says. What province are you in? Because Greg's in Ontario, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's in Ontario. But you guys can arrange that. But I'll set you guys up with each other, because you both definitely really good musicians and have lots of creativity going on there. So want to share the love and spread all kinds of stuff. You know, I mean, it takes no effort for me to see something that's great and share it out with you guys. So, don't thank me. Thank you for making such an awesome product, really, at the end of the day. That's really what it comes down to. So happy to share it. Definitely happy to share it. But this is that time. This is that time on a Friday where we've been streaming for 2 hours. I know there was a few other things that I wanted to get into. There was some other stuff. They'll probably turn into stories for this week. And we'll end up talking about that. There's some tweets from Andy, the real Andy Lee show, that I really wanted to get into, but we'll again get into that another time. Perhaps I can get Andy Lee to come on the show to talk about it herself. She's been doing some interesting digging into some of the stuff around ArriveCAN and the origins that predate the pandemic. Let's just put it there. That that might say a lot to what the government had in mind when it came to what was going on with the pandemic. Anyway, I want to thank every one of you for coming in to the live stream, and every one of you that watched this after the fact and were able to spread the love of not monkeypox, and were able to join and be part of the first year of this production. So this all started back in February. I was doing much different things before that. I'm really happy to be doing what I do now. I feel this is my calling, so I'm gonna burp, and then I'm gonna go full bore, full steam ahead. Let's do this. We've got 2023. It's gonna be another great year for us, for this community, for this channel, for our friends, and our channels that surround this community as well. Let's get everybody riled up and excited for another year, and we'll definitely be hitting all kinds of things up. Hit the link in the description down below where you can get into the Discord. I'll be in there for the next few hours just hanging out. I'll let everybody else have their say too. Like my voice starts going by the end of these live streams, especially after the 2-hour live stream that we did before on Allison's channel. Wow, what a live streaming day. But hey, it never ends. It never ends around here. So go hit that link, get into the Discord, join us in the community, and well, Happy New Year. And as always,